I went to Lola's Cupcakes, and the sister who served me, her hair was showing. Now, to me, that was becoming alarming in the context where I was like, okay, if it's once, you understand, people have their struggles, and I talk about this. Different people have different struggles.
And the fact that you're seeing it more and more, sometimes, psychologically, you can say that if you notice something once and it bugs you, you will see that more and more, not necessarily because there is more of it. It's because now your mind is open to it.
I disagree with that. I don't think I'm looking for it, but I think it's become a pandemic. So as a Muslim man, do I have a right to be concerned and voice my opinion, or do I just have to be quiet because this is a woman's issue? How can we have so many devices with so many apps which help us monitor our progress for our body, but none for the soul? Not only does it encourage you to read, it tells you how many verses you've read, how many pages you read, how long you've been on it, and best of all, the Hasana counter. Download the Qurani app now and have a Ramadan with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's book like you've never had before. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters and dear friends. Hope you guys are well, inshallah. Welcome back to my channel. As you guys may have known or seen, I discussed the issue of hijab. And when we talk about hijab, I'll talk about, both men and women's hijab. And I think there's a big misconception where men tend to talk about hijab. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But the thing is, I would personally say maybe I'm the first. I'm not trying to get credit or boast about it, but I'm just being real. I think I'm the first maybe huge YouTuber in the Dawah scene who has brought light to men's hijab. I've done this via social experiments. I've done this where I've done direct videos about men's hijab. But yet again, there are still sisters who are still upset and be like, no, why do you have to talk about the hijab? And that's the reason why we have Sister Fahima here today. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Fahima.
Alaikum salam. How are you?
Yeah, good, alhamdulillah. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Thank you for inviting me today.
Oh, it's a pleasure. May Allah bless you, inshallah. Can you tell us a bit about what you do and who you are?
Yes. Again, assalamu alaikum to you and everybody that's watching. I'm Fahima Muhammad. I am a qualified life coach and a certified NLP practitioner, which stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming. That's basically understanding the human mind, behavior, and habits and changing it. Also certified in existential positive psychology, mindfulness, relationship and couples coaching, as well as certified to coach in companies and institutes. Also certified mental health and wellness practitioner, and continuing with neuroscience in confidence and change, and on a ongoing journey of self-development and learning as we speak. So yes, MashaAllah. Continuous learning of human mind and behavior generally.
MashaAllah, that's amazing. SubhanAllah, it seems like your religion tells you to cover your hair, not your brain. It doesn't seem like you're oppressed. So MashaAllah, Sister Fahima, as you can see her credentials. And actually Sister Fahima, along with Sister Lauren and other people as well, both men and brothers and sisters are working on a project with the whole marriage documentary and the app that we're working on. She's going to be a great part of that, which she'll be helping us where we help build a foundation for those who are seeking to get married, to help them in the marriage seeking process. But that's coming out later this year, inshallah. We've been working hard on it. Anyway, so let's get straight to the topic. So I'll tell you where this is coming from, and I did speak to you as well about this, where I was out with my wife in Westfield. And we went out, I was doing some shopping. We had few things to do. So I went to JD Sports. Yeah. Now, these things are obviously things that you don't look for, but you see. So I saw a sister there. She had a hijab on, but the front of her hair was showing. And she had like, I wouldn't say sideburns, like maybe these things that her hair was showing basically. And then we was walking in Westfield, and then I saw few other sisters, like, it's apparent because, you're looking around, you can see it. Sisters with their front of their hair showing, and they're wearing the hijab, but the front of their hair showing. I went to Lola's Cupcakes, and the sister who served me, her hair was showing. Now, to me, that was becoming alarming in the context where I was like, okay, if it's once, you understand, people have their struggles, and I talk about this. Different people have different struggles, you get what I'm trying to say? And I respect that. But when I was seeing this systematically, and I can remember maybe a week or 10 days ago, we went to Acton and we went to order food, and we saw two sisters who came in and the same thing. And I was like, yo, like, what is going on? And I'm being honest, I'm genuinely, as a brother, confused in the context. Now, I don't know how you feel about this. And I know you're going to be maybe grilling me or asking me questions, which I admire. And I think that's how it should be to get rid of these misconceptions. But as a Muslim man, do I have a right to feel concerned that sisters who are, like, for example, we do see, for example, hijab and really tight clothing. So as a Muslim man, do I have a right to be concerned and voice my opinion, or do I just have to be quiet because this is a woman's issue?
Very, very interesting points you've raised there, actually. And yes, I hear you clearly. I don't think it's a question about whether it's a man's position or not, because I think as Muslim, if we have genuine concern about Islam, then yes, there is also the factor that we want to raise awareness. It's just that nowadays I do feel that a lot of people, maybe even some have accused you of being in this way, where when it comes to women, the only thing that people ever really speak about is the hijab, like as if, like you said, my brain is not covered, but so, it's, and it's not an oppression thing. So I'm educating myself. And also I forgot to mention, I actually am on live TV every week on different channels from different sects. And I speak on various current issues, and I do put myself out there. So I want to represent in our community as well as outside. And wearing hijab myself, I have been obviously, putting myself out there because I want to empower other women to do the same, as well as feel that they can do and be whatever they want, regardless of being seen in a particular way. However, at the same time, in our own community, we can be scrutinized a lot for not wearing it in a particular way. And the rules are very, very clear. The guidelines are there. We all know that. But unfortunately, depending on a person's journey, which is no excuse, but it is a reason where some women may find it quite difficult to actually fulfill the complete requirements of hijab. And I also have to say that hijab is not just a head covering, by the way. It's so much more than that. When we even have women that are actually dressed in full covering in the actual way that Islam dictates and guides us, we also find that the behavior, the attitude is not there. So then where do we draw the line when it comes to that? We're not speaking about that either. Because there has to be akhlaq, there has to be etiquette, there has to be so much more around hijab that we need to mention. And yes, this is always going to come up. And I think it's not just the men that's criticizing women or looking at it in that particular way. I think it's also other women that needs to show a bit of empathy, a bit of understanding, so that we are drawing more women towards the right path and being open to it, as well as giving understanding. And the fact that you're seeing it more and more, sometimes, psychologically, you can say that if you notice something once and it bugs you, you will see that more and more, not necessarily because there is more of it. It's because now your mind is open to it. And it's like if you choose one car that you like, you'll always run into seeing that car that you want.
That's true, actually. There was a specific car that I wanted and I would see everywhere. Like, oh my gosh, it's everywhere. When you give your attention to it. But I'm going to beg to differ here, because I genuinely believe at this very instance, I believe it's actually becoming like, I don't think it's that I was looking for it. I think it was that I saw it once. I was like, okay, everyone has their own struggles. And then I saw it again. And then I saw it again. And then I saw it again. So when I saw it again, I disagree with that. I don't think I'm looking for it, but I think it's become a pandemic in the context where, we've got the whole virus, yeah, but I'm not trying to equate it to that with my wordings, yeah. But the thing is, Sister Fahima, is that I'm asking this question, like, what's going on? Because I genuinely, as you're a sister, you understand what's going on. Because do I have a right to voice this? Do I just be quiet because, the feminists are going to attack me? What does one do? Because, we are told to enjoin good and forbid evil. And if we remain silent about this, then who's going to tell who what is? And I wish there was YouTubers, like sisters out there, who did things the right way. And sadly, I believe the social influencers played a massive role in this whole hair thing showing. Am I wrong?
No, you're right in many ways, but you're also missing some points. Again, I don't really think that you're looking for certain things, but subconsciously our mind is wired in a particular way when something is obviously, seen to us, whether you are looking for it or not. So that's one way of looking at that. Other than that, I think hijab is a real struggle for women, which people are not talking about. It's not about not just wearing it in a particular way. A lot of women may not be even addressing it because they themselves feel that they're not wearing it right. So they don't have the reason to come forward to speak about their struggles sometimes.
Mm.
Or if they are wearing in a particular way, it's their own thing, and that's how it is. Also, it is a political statement now, and I look at it as a powerful statement personally. That's why that we are also being, attacked for it. That's why we are even being, in certain countries where we are not allowed to wear it, because I look at it as a powerful statement. But
Yeah.
I think we're not giving the education to women to look at it in that way. And I think if we are, I don't think that you shouldn't talk about it. I think the way we address it shouldn't be about just expressing what is wrong, but trying to be more inviting as to, if you were to do it in a particular way, what are the benefits for you, and how is it protection and power for you? And not enough people have the right. Look, if people wear the hijab doesn't mean they're religious. Let's just also be honest about that. Okay, just because they're wearing it